Jim Maibach, I was chair in 2022 actually, was my chamber year. Well, when I stepped in I guess it's October of 2021, Kelly Fisher was the previous chair, and so she was the second woman chair ever of the chamber. And I was following some big footsteps, as she's the CFO of the Texas Rangers and a wonderful lady. And we had it was one of the kind of the Tonight Show, annual banquets coming up. And we ended up in a dance-off. And I found out later that Kelly was a cheerleader or a dancer in college. So I was like, okay. And I dressed up as Aerosmith and put on a performance that I thought was pretty good. But Kelly still beat me on that one. But it was a great incoming year because we came out of COVID. COVID was hit during Don Duke's chairmanship, and then Kelly took over after Don, and we came out of COVID, and we started meeting again, started having our events and all our functions that we put on and all our networking opportunities and so forth. And so she led the way out of COVID, and I got it back up to full speed, with the chamber and having all our events, seeing all the people, getting business over breakfast up over 120 people coming to that. I mean, it was just, let's chamber is what was going on. Everybody was coming. They were glad to be out of the house. They were glad to be back at work. They're glad to be meeting chamber members again, and business started. I mean, we spiked in 22 and 23. The whole economy, the entire economy did that. So it was a great year to be a chairman. You always worry about something going bad or slow down, and it's your year and there's problems, but it was, let's go out and do business and let's get together and have fun. And that's what my year was kind of like. And I went to probably 2 to 3 events a week and made a lot of those, a lot of things that I knew the chamber did, but I never attended the event. And it just was amazing to see how many people were involved in the chamber and how much the staff worked so hard to put these events on and these meetings. And people just really got out and got business done. And it was a fun time. I really enjoyed it. I moved here from New England area. Grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, went to college there, played ice hockey, and coming to Texas was a big change for me, but I was with the military. I was an auditor for Army Air Force Exchange Service. And so, and moved to Arlington, chose Arlington because the Rangers were here, Six Flags and Wet n Wild. I used to go to Wet n Wild on weekends with my buddy who was in an apartment across the way. That he's an ex-Navy guy, and he was divorced and he had 2 little kids. So he'd go, why don't you come to Wet n Wild with us? And I would. We'd go over there and just have a good time. But moving to Arlington was different. I mean, the Rangers were, a team right here in town. And of course, later on we got the Dallas Cowboys. But I went to work for a local real estate company that did development, leasing, brokerage. We had our own construction company. We had our own excavation company, trailer manufacturing, aircraft rental, helicopter rental company. My father-in-law, Mr. Yarbrough, he had 15 companies going, and I touched about 10 of those as the accountant, coming to work for the company as an accounting property manager and leasing some of our own spaces. So I quickly figured out that if I got my real estate license and my broker's license, I'd be able to bring more business into the company. And he was like, he was a chamber member since 1972. He said, I want you to get involved in the chamber. I want you to go through Leadership Arlington. He pointed me in the right directions. So once I joined the chamber, I was a chamber man from then on, and watched the chamber grow, watched the community grow, watched the business grow. Arlington was, we have location, and it's been a good ride. I mean, I was managing about 1 million square feet back in the early 90s, and now we manage 2.2 million square feet of office, warehouse, industrial, retail, and some office buildings. Being able to serve as chairman was something that was on my bucket list. Mr. Yarbrough, who was kind of my mentor in business, He was my mentor, but he was the chamber chairman in 1979. And so it was something I always wanted to finally get to, and let, you got to let the people know you're interested in stepping up to that level and that involvement, and kind of let the word out. And about 3 years later, after I let the word out, I got appointed onto the exec committee, and then rotated, up to chairman. Well, we lost Paul in a car accident in 1989. So suddenly, our leader, mentor, and one of my best friends, you lose them overnight, and it was a hard thing because 9 days before that, I lost my brother-in-law in a car accident. My wife's older sister lost her husband. It was devastating to the company for a while, but we put it in another gear, came out of that, and moved forward. And just the people in the community came around us and said, Jim, you can, we got a lot of respect with you, and we know you now. I'd been around at that point for about 6-7 years. And so I just said, nose to the grindstone, let's keep on going. And in 2000, I bought the company from the family, and kind of took it to the next level. I added a bunch more services to it, but it was just hard work and dedication, and having a lot of people support me along the way and do business with me. Bob Duncan did business with me. Tom Cravens did business with me. Mayor Green sent business our way. I mean, it's all the people that that know the history of the Yarbrough family. Knew that there was a good company and we could keep it going. And so I went on and got my real estate broker's license. I got my I'm certified real estate appraiser license. I'm a licensed property tax consultant, and I'm a licensed state arbitrator. And all those licenses and all that experience I gained, I put to work every day in our company to earn income for the company. I think he would be immensely happy because of the success we had, continue to grow the chamber. We had a couple tough years there. We had some changeover in leadership from a president standpoint, but we switched it in the next year and moved out of that. One of the things that my company name is Payco Southwest Realty. And that's a combination of Payco stands for Paul Earl Yarbrough Company, and he started that entity. I had Southwest Real Estate Services working on the side as property tax consultants and appraisers. And then when I got with the family, said, hey, I think I need my own deal here. You could contract with me to manage your properties, but we're going to be doing it for a lot of other people. So, we have 6,000 clients now in property tax. We probably touch 1,000 clients in leasing and brokerage and development work. And then I do zoning work after my 6 years on Planning and Zoning Commission for the city of Arlington. The phone just started ringing, people saying, will you do my case? Will you handle my case in front of P&Z and we'll get it through and get it approved so I can develop, a shopping center or an apartment building or a self-storage facility or an automotive repair place. It's always the harder zoning cases to get approved that you get the calls on. If it's a slam dunk, then a lot of times the consult, at that point, probably the engineer can do it. But when it comes to politics and maneuvering to get things done, you got to understand where the city's going, what they want, what the future's bringing, reading their economic development plan. It's getting involved. One of the persons I got to know when I first got to the chamber was Marty Weeder. He was the economic development guy for the city and the chamber. And then, of course, he went on to go to work at North Wilson Hills. But I got to know Marty, and Marty graduated high school with my wife at Arlington High. So here he is back in town running our EDC, which is phenomenal because he's a bright person and a fun guy to work with and very knowledgeable. And I think that's what brings people back to Arlington. We had some slow times, but underneath Jeff Williams, we just sprouted. And the entertainment district just kept on getting bigger. I mean, Robert Cluck he was able to get the Cowboys, and then Mayor Green was able to keep the Rangers, and of course Mayor Vanderbilt brought a lot of those people back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. But this community, it's 400,000 population, but when you really get out there, if you meet the top 4,000 people in town, then you've got a successful business going. Well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be a chairman, because we've got still a lot of chairmen that's still active in the chamber, and I probably do business with almost every one of them. Whether it's Larry Fowler or Don Duke or Jeff Williams or Kelly Fisher. I mean, I've done deals with the Rangers, real estate deals with the Rangers. I do the development work with Jeff and his firm. I've gotten to know Jim Ross, and I think he's doing a good job for us and helping us move in the right direction. I mean, we've got Grand Prix coming up. I'm really excited about that. I'm a car guy, so I want to drive that track before the race, but I don't know if that'll happen. But I'll let you know I want to do that, and if the chamber can make it happen, I'm all for it. When we had the spotlight, when Michael was in, would sit you down and like you're on Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, and would interview you. I mean, Michael he's dynamic in the way he can go talk to people and work with people. And I go back and I look at that video probably about every other year, actually. I'm like, I'm going to watch that again, and the people that I brought up, that, the Bob Duncans, the Jerry Jordans, the Tom Cravens, the Wayne Coble, Don Maibach, Jay Luke, all these people that knew the Payco legacy, but just brought me into the fold and said, keep on going, grow this company, do a good job. We know you can do it. Chamber's here to help you. And it was. I mean, because I've done business with all those people I've named, and I continue to do business with the people that are now even joining the chamber. When I was chairman, I went to all these meetings just to see what was going on, and to have the chairman there and be, interested to be there at their meetings and what they were talking about. Like the veterans are one of them. And now they really have a dynamic group, and I'm doing business with 2 of those veterans already. And they sent me some deals. I've sent some clients to them. It's not what in my quote that I think is going to be in that Sherry Jackson's working on is, ask not what your chamber can do for you, but what you can do for your chamber. And with that attitude, coming in to help things and be at meetings and volunteer and do things, the people then find you and they seek you out to do their business because they know you're a go-getter, and you're gonna help their business grow, and you're gonna refer business to them, and it's it's a little bit of kumbaya, but that's why it's fun. Well, in the early days, I was involved in membership, and people said Jim could sell anybody a rock if they had to, and I can go into a run and go up to strangers and introduce myself and start a conversation. I'm not afraid to do that. So that's been a positive, because if you can't sell real estate, somebody's not going to sell it for you. So you have to have that salesman and you, and then of course I have an accounting background, so I think I have both sides somewhat covered, which I'm lucky that way. God gave me some nice talents, and so it's having an opportunity to be in the membership drives and work on those. I've earned 5 lifetime memberships in the chamber. And if you sold 20 memberships during a membership drive in any one year, you earned a life membership. And a lot of people could sell 10 memberships, but they couldn't get many more than that. Excuse me. So it just tells you how many contacts I have. And we collect rent from like 387 tenants every month now. And so I know all these businesses out there, and I could call a lot of those people. And, if people like their landlord, sometimes they don't like them, And so, but the ones that did business with us, or the good tenants, I call them and say, hey, just join the chamber, give it a try. come to some events. I said, if you come to the events, you'll continue to be a chamber member. If you just write a check for $350 or $500 or $1,000 or whatever the membership would be, and you don't come to anything, then you're not going to get anything back from it, because you've got to give to receive. And if you go in and you're giving, you will be receiving later. It happens, and it happens over and over again. I mean, I literally got a call from one of the members, Drew Smith, who's a veteran, and he said, I need some help me find a new location for our business. I'm like, all right, great. He started looking, and then they said he ran into some issues with some properties he was looking at. He said, they're not treating us right. And I said, so I'm calling you because I know you'll treat us right. And I said, exactly. So, you're not looking for it, but it comes your way. And if you know how to take care of your clients and business, which we do, we've learned how to do that. I've worked for Payco now I'm right at 40 years. I just had my 40th anniversary in June. And so here I am 40 years later. I'm like, where did it all go? Doing business with people that care and that love this community. And those are the companies that have grown and done really well. You look at Jeff Williams' company, and he gets involved. He's chairman a while back, and then he runs for city, for mayor. He didn't run for council, he went right to mayor. But but he knew he loved Arlington. He just loves it to death, and he gives all the time. And then his grandkids are growing up here. His son's in the business. His daughter's in the business. My son-in-law's in our business. I've got a really great right-hand guy, Jordan Foster. He's been with me now almost 20 years. And that BJ Hall. This is a BJ Hall trophy or BJ Hall award that you get for signing up the most chamber members each year. So I had the record up until about 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I had signed up 42 members in 1 year. Because I got 2 life memberships, and I got 2 free trips to Mexico. So my wife could come, and I didn't have to pay for it. It was free. So that's what happened back in those days, because there's some benefits to being on the membership drive. And so anyways, that was the record. And she went out and broke it and got 44. And she did that, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, and then they named the award after her. But she worked for the chamber and was in charge of membership as a commissioned salesperson. So she paid for those trips to Mexico for the people that helped her out. And you had to attain so much in a certain level. And now she's actually a real estate agent and property manager at my company. And she's been with me for 17 years now. And has her own horse business too around the corner in Southwest Arlington, where the horse riding academy. It's a great question. Together We Succeed it's real straightforward. It means, you can have your business and you can work hard at it every day, but when you get together with somebody else that is marching in the right direction, positive for Arlington, having a business here, growing the business, employing people, giving back to the community, whether it's the Levitt or, Boys and Girls Club. All these chamber members are on 2 or 3 boards as well. And a lot of those are, charity boards. Boy Scouts of America we're active in. So, and AISC Education Foundation, I was president of that for 2 years, and I was on their board for 10. So, and now I do work for AIST, which I never went after it. They said, you need to come and apply. We've got real estate consulting we need help with. And I was able to win the contract 9 years ago. And have to compete for it every 3 years, but it's that opportunity to get together with your business partners and your business community. How do we make this better for our company, but how do we make it better for the whole community as a whole? I would say that we've continued to grow the chamber, we continue to get good members, and we continue to take it to the next level. And it's participating together to make this community a great place to live, work, and play. And I think that growing the entertainment district and growing downtown have been big catalysts, and the leadership at the city between Mayor Clark and Mayor Williams, Mayor Green, and now Jim Ross, they have marched together with us in the business community to make this a great place to live, work, and play. Give Arlington a shot, they will give you a shot back, and they will make it happen for you. And we are a can-do city, and we've got leadership to prove that, and business people, and history, and legacy. And it's a great ride. We have great diversity in this community as well, and people get along. And I see that at the Levitt all the time. And having the Levitt downtown, I'm on the Levitt board. It's just, I love it. It's fun. People come, they enjoy, and they realize all the stuff that we have to offer here.